penalty in 2006 in their quarterfinals, I believe. Man of the match in all three of their group stage matches in 2010, I believe. Injured in 2014, was not his usual self. But this is a guy who's 33 years old, who just played a full season for Madrid in multiple different competitions. Are we spoiled that he's able to pull this off?
Yeah, I think we are. I think this is also a little bit of a testament to the way he has evolved his own game over the course of his career. Mm-hmm. He's a pretty pure striker these days. You know, the previous tournaments, he was a winger. He was a hybrid winger who scored goals. So if his team was struggling in some capacity, a lot of what that meant is he would be picking the ball up far away from goal, and his teammates would then not be getting on the end of the passes that he provided. Mm-hmm. Whereas now, that's just not really going to happen a lot. If Portugal struggle, what will end up happening is Ronaldo will not get a ton of touches of the ball as he sort of stays higher up the field and around the opposing goal. Mm-hmm. And if Portugal don't struggle, he's going to have a lot of opportunities to score goals. And he's turned himself into maybe the best pure striker in the world. And I think you're sort of, you know, being a great pure striker doesn't guarantee you're going to score goals. I mean, look at what happened to Poland and Robert Lewandowski. But if your team is playing well, that's where it's going to show up. And I think that's really what we're seeing.
Mm-hmm. All right, so last question for you, Mike, before we wrap up here. Of the remaining second set of fixtures, of the matches that are still coming up, is there one that really stands out to you as one you really want to pay attention to, just in terms of either a team making a tactical change or a team that really has a lot to play for and might be in worse shape than we're expecting? Any match you're really looking forward to from this second group of fixtures?
I mean, the obvious answer here is the match that almost everybody listening to this will have already watched by the time they heard it. They hear this, and that's Argentina-Croatia. We can certainly say that Argentina have been somewhat of a mess coming off a draw against Iceland. And Croatia looked pretty good in their match against Nigeria. So that matchup is really going to determine the course of the group. And it is hard for me sitting here in advance to think that Argentina will come away looking good, even if they win. So that's what I'm watching, although everybody listening to this will already have the benefit of knowing how it turned out.
For you and I, though, we can revel in the idea that you're going to be excited by this match. I'm excited for Germany-Sweden. I think there's, I want to see what Germany does, if they change things, if they look differently than they did against Mexico.
I was tempted to say that, but I think deep down, I don't think that Sweden is the type of opponent that's going to test the German weakness the way Mexico did. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure that even a good performance from Germany will tell us much, as opposed to, I think there are a number of good teams that we haven't even talked about. England, Belgium, whose next rounds will continue to give us a little bit more information about how good we think they are. Mm-hmm. England played extremely well and are now going to go up against a poor Panama team who's going to defend a lot. And we're going to see again if they can break down a team. Belgium scored 3 goals, but they didn't look cohesive. They scored 3 goals because they have great players. And again, they're going to go up against the defensive Tunisia team, which is another test to see if they can sort of attack coherently. And so those are the kind of matchups that I look at and I say, okay, those are matches that are going to tell me more about, even if the result is what I expect, I'm going to continue to learn more about these teams going forward.
I feel like we're entering very dangerous ground by complimenting England so frequently here on the show, though.
England are good. I mean, England are a good team. And they may not look. England being a good team places them around 5th or 6th in the tournament, right? Mm-hmm. In terms of sort of skill level and expectation. So if England go out in, say, the quarterfinals, they could be a good team and go out in the quarterfinals. But yeah, England are a well-drilled, cohesive unit with a couple of very dynamic attacking players.
This is such a dangerous game. I agree with you, but I also, you know what I'm going to say. They're it's like England's going to lose to Senegal in the round of 16 or something crazy like that. I'm just nervous about complimenting England.
The fun thing about England is that the quintessential thing about them is that they always find a different way to lose, right? Mm-hmm. And it's been a long time since you could say the thing that happened to England is they were really good and got weirdly upset.
Yes, that's fair.
4 years ago they were not that good when they went out in the group stage. Before that, you've had sort of multiple times where they've sort of been okay and lost to a good team in disappointing ways. Mm-hmm. 2010 there was the goal that wasn't. against Germany. So being really good and getting upset would be a new and novel way for England to sort of disappoint at a World Cup.
Very promising future for England here on the show. Well, Mike, of course, always a pleasure to have you on. You're doing a million things during the World Cup, but any of them you want to plug here?
Sure. We've got the Double Pivot podcast, which you can find on Twitter at Double Pivot Pod. Subscribe where you get your podcasts. That's me and Michael Cayley, and we nerd out about all things sort of soccer and analytics. You can find my writing, and I'm the managing editor at statsbomb.com, which is a soccer stats and analytics site. Mm-hmm. And any place else that has soccer coverage, The Athletic, 538, The Action Network, I am all of those places. So, yeah, I'm busy.
All right, well, we'll let you go, Mike. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks, Bill.
I'm a one-trick pony, literally. I show up at kids' parties and act cute. That's pretty much it. So excuse me for being bitter when Geico says not only could we save you money on car insurance, but we do more. Like give you 24/7 access online, over the phone, or even via our award-winning mobile app. Well, ooh la la, aren't they multi-talented? Hey, I said organic carrots.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.